Hi, everybody. My name's Tim Allen, and today we're going to talk about one of those projects that's one of the side projects that you got to do for your garden that'll help it, but isn't necessarily gardening. We're going to talk about one of my favorite things today. No, that's not the duck. The duck's name is not my favorite thing. That's Thelma. She's one of our Peking crested ducks. She's one of 4 ducks we have, and her and her 3 sisters power what you see before you, a Duckuaponics pond that we gravity feed our garden with. Now, this thing is made out of a 300-gallon polyurethane feeding trough that I figured had some better endurance to it and would give me the ability to work on it easier than if it was made of steel. But basically, the premise is they swim up here and poop, and every day we rotate about 100 gallons out between the trees, our garden, and a lawn that we have. This thing is going through brand new water every 3 to 4 days. The ducks here, they love it. We used to have the kiddie pool, and I think we've all had one of those for our ducks or something like that. And they could splash around in it, but they couldn't dive and they couldn't really swim. And Thelma and her buddies here, we have Laverne, Shirley, and Minnie, love this thing. So the way this works is this. The pond is filled with water by a mega flow valve. Now, we're cutting in footage here so you can see what that looks like and how it got installed. But that mega flow valve is connected to a hose from our house that has a constant feed of water from our well. As the ducks swim and splash and we pull it out to put in our garden or our grass or our trees, this little float right here lets this thing know whether or not it needs water. It's basically like the float in your toilet. So I never have to come up here and re-water it. Down at the end, closest to the camera there, is the exit valve for the tub. And on that exit valve, we plumbed it so that it comes out, makes a little L shape, and then goes to a 4-spigot outlet so that we can allow those waters to go where we need them when we need them. We have, I think, a couple connected right now. We're going to connect the other ones up a little bit later, but that's how we use this thing. Now, my only mistake here is if you look at where I'm standing or kneeling and our trees right behind me, this tree is almost at exactly the same level as the bottom of the tub. And so it doesn't gravity feed quite as strong there as it does to the tree down the hill a little bit and over my shoulder to the right. So next year, this whole tub will go up a level after we empty it for the winter. And then it'll actually be high enough that when we carve out part of the hillside here for some fruit trees, we'll be able to gravity feed the fruit trees, the apple trees behind me, the garden, and the lawn, all out of the same tub. Now, why is that important? Well, Thelma and her buddies here provide what is arguably the most balanced and best manure of any of your traditional kind of farm home-kept animals. In their NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, they provide a 2.8, a 2.3, and a 1.7. That's the most balanced of them. Now, if we were just taking the manure straight, we'd have to let it mellow a little bit like you do with chicken manure. But because they poop right into the water, it takes the toxicity completely out of it. And what's really nice is in the morning when I come up here, the ducks jump into the pond, they start stirring everything up, and the water that comes out for our garden has got a nice little green hue to it. And we apply that straight to the base of the plants and into the ground around them. This has been a project that I started 2 years ago when we first started gardening out of containers. We had 16 5-gallon buckets, 16 square feet of garden. And I did some research and I saw that duck and chicken manure were great additives, and we had the ducks, and I thought, okay, let's give this a shot. So I started putting cups of water in with plants, and next thing you know, they were blooming and fruiting and giving us stuff that we hadn't been getting. Last year, I tried doing 5-gallon buckets of the duck water into each one of 9 beds that we had. We had about 54 square feet of garden back then. all the beds we have were about 2 feet by 3 feet, 6 square feet. So that was okay, but it was really hard on my back. I'm almost 60. I got one artificial hip. I'm working on another, and it was just hard on my back. So I started thinking there's got to be a better way to do this. Well, this is the result of that. My dad's engineering degree and my mother's green thumb came up with this little beauty. And as far as I can tell, there aren't many folks doing it. I've seen it a couple of times on some shows, and just a shout out to Misty Rainey from Homestead Rescue who helped inspire this thing. But it really has given us a garden that is absolutely fantastic. Right now, we're growing 118 square feet. We're on August 15th right now, and we've already harvested 20 some odd zucchinis and some lettuce. And now we're getting ready into that part of the season where the potatoes are going to be ready. The tomatoes are coming into blossom really big, and we've got a big crop of those coming. Spaghetti squash, pumpkins, watermelons, kohlrabi, carrots. Going to be a really good harvest when we get things down here at the end. So I just wanted to share this because it was something that I came up with. Oh, and some of you are probably wondering, why do you got the brick in here? One of Thelma's buddies, Minnie, couldn't figure out how to get out. She kept swimming over here to the really shallow side and wanting to get out, but it's like a 4-foot drop to the ground, and she didn't want to do that. So I had to put a swim deck in so that she could get out, and they all really love that. But that's it. That's my project. This thing has been probably one of the best things. And when we get here for the winter, we will empty it out, flip this over so it doesn't take the pump in that doesn't take a bunch of damage. And then, like I said, next year we'll move it up a level and I have everything really easily gravity fed for the entire year. So thanks for watching. This is one of those things I just love doing, and gardening has become a lot more fun as I get to apply parts of my background in engineering and problem solving to stuff like this. So you got anything to say, Thelma? You want to tell them anything? Quack, quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack. No, you're going to go silent on me. This is why people don't work with animals and kids. Okay, so that's it from the Allen Aquatic Center, the Duckuaponics pond here in Drummond, Montana. Thanks for watching.